Welcome to the Lose Weight, Live Life podcast. If you're a female professional or entrepreneur who would do anything to lose weight, yet finds it impossible to stick to a diet, to eat less, or just what you think you should, this podcast is for you. I am your host, certified life and weight coach, Clair MACKENZIE. Listen in to learn how to stop overeating, lose weight for the last time, and create a relationship with food and yourself that you love, all without diet deprivation and self-sabotage. Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 48. Today I'm talking to you all about weight loss results. The purpose of this episode is to show you that you can be getting great results, that you can be making great progress when you're creating a relationship with food that you want, when you're on your way to being the clothes size you want to be or having the number on the scales that you want, even when you're not seeing those numbers reduce in the way that you would like them to. I have so many conversations with ladies that I work with about tracking their weight loss progress. Should they or should they not weigh themselves? How often should they weigh themselves? If you want to know more about what I think about weighing yourself as a part of your weight loss journey, then check out episode number 23 called Weighing Yourself. Today's focus is on non-metric results on your weight loss journey. And the reason why I want to talk to you about these results is because they are important measures of success, and increasing your awareness of them will make your weight loss journey easier and more enjoyable. The numbers on the scale are not always going to go down when you're creating a relationship with food that you love. Now, some of you who may be used to following restrictive diets to help you lose weight may have a habit of using the scale to validate that it's working. When you step on the scale and you see that the number has reduced, you get a little dopamine hit, a bit like ticking something off on your to-do list, and it helps balance the discomfort of eating restrictively because it's giving you the validation that it's working. When you're taking the approach of changing your relationship with food for life, and a significant part of that journey is figuring out why you're overeating in the first place so that you can change it for life, it's going to take longer to lose the weight than it is if you're doing something like a very low-calorie diet. And allowing that to be okay is a part of the work that we do together if you're working with me. And allowing that to be okay is far easier when you're focused on all the other results that you're generating. But before we dig in and explore all those non-metric results, let's just take a step back and remind ourselves how we create results in our lives. We create the results or outcomes that we have in our life by the actions that we take or don't take, by the things that we do or don't do. Actions and results are the last two lines in the mindset model. Now, the mindset model is a framework that helps us be more aware of and make sense of our current lives, as well as helping us proactively create the results that we do want in life, whether that is to lose weight or to feel calmer or to have a better relationship or get promoted at work. It can be absolutely anything at all. To find out more about the mindset model, which is created by Brooke Castillo of the Life Coach School, check out podcast episode number 2 called What is a Weight Loss Mindset? The mindset model also shows us that what we do or don't do depends on how we feel, and how we feel depends on what we think about the circumstances in our lives. So the results that you have on your weight loss journey, whether they are the metric results or other results, are determined by what you do, which is determined by how you feel, which is determined by what you think. And this is important for you to be aware of because it reminds us that the results we create are ultimately the result of our thinking. So focusing on your weight loss results, metric and non-metric, is an opportunity for you to check in on whether your thoughts are helping or hindering you on your weight loss journey. And I want to remind you of one more thing before we look at those non-metric weight loss results. And that is that everything that you want is because of how you think it will feel when you have it. If you want to be 3 stone lighter, it's not because you want to be a certain weight. That in and of itself is pretty meaningless. It's because of how you think you will feel when you're at the weight that you want to be. And that could be confident, proud, relieved, joyful, all of those things. And you will feel those emotions because of what you think, as well as how you physically feel in your body and how you think about how you're physically feeling. And I remind you of this because you don't need to wait to lose all your weight to feel all of these things. And the more time you spend feeling confident, proud, relieved and joyful, or whatever positive emotions come up for you, as well as physically feeling better in your body on your weight loss journey, the easier and more enjoyable your weight loss journey will be. And sometimes you'll need to remind yourself of the opportunity to do this because you're so preoccupied with the number on the scale. And so that is what I want you to think about after this podcast episode today. So the next time you notice your feelings dip or you feel down because the number on the scale isn't doing what you want it to be doing, also look for these measures of success and celebrate them. Okay, so I've got 5 for you that I've sort of handpicked for this episode today. So number 1 is you're no longer hungry, eating less food. Now, when you first start changing how you eat, whether that's cutting back on snacks, eating smaller portions, eating more foods for nourishment and less for comfort and pleasure, you're likely going to feel a little hungry as your body adjusts and gets better at fat burning. But once you've been doing it for a little while, your body will have adapted and you will no longer feel hungry. And this is worth noticing and celebrating as a result to be proud of. Don't let it go unnoticed and leave your brain stuck believing you're hungry when you're not. Number 2, you're in the rhythm of making your food choices ahead of time. Now, it's not unusual for the ladies I work with to be a little resistant when I ask them to plan their meals ahead of time at first. And I want them to do this so that they get into the habit of making their food decisions with a different part of their brain. And to begin with, it may feel awkward and require a lot of energy to start off with. But when you're in the flow of the routine of doing it that works for you, it will feel quite effortless and you'll love that you have more freedom around food and no longer have all the brain chatter and tension common with in-the-moment food decisions. Again, this is something to be celebrated. Every week you plan your meals and work at eating what you planned is a result to be celebrated and to congratulate yourself for. Number 3 is you feeling physically better. This one is so important, and yet it's so easy to discount it or not even notice it and feel down because the numbers on the scales are not shifting as quickly as you like. And it can be useful to remind yourself that you want the numbers on the scale to go down so that you can feel physically better and healthier. Whether that is having more energy, sleeping better, having less water retention, less aches and pains, all of those things. So do take time to notice when you're feeling better because it will absolutely happen on your way to being the number that you want to be. You can start to feel physically better quickly when you have the balance right between eating food for fuel and nourishment versus eating food for comfort and pleasure. And really appreciate when you are achieving this. Take the time to notice you're feeling physically better in your body and feel great about that. Okay. Number 4 is noticing the desire to eat and allowing the feeling to be there without responding. Regularly doing the work of allowing the desire to eat and not eating, or practicing allowing the desire to eat and not eating on your way to knowing how to do it, is a huge result to be noted and celebrated. This is a total game changer, and once you're regularly doing this, you will be well on your way to changing your relationship with food for life. This is not the same as using willpower and resisting. This is work that we do in the Lose Weight, Live Life programs, and tracking the urges, the number of times that you feel compelled to eat something different to what you attended, and the allowing of those urges is a far more valuable metric of you being the weight that you want to be for life than having the number on the scale come down because you've eaten a certain way over the last couple of days. Okay, number 5 is changing your mindset. Earlier I mentioned that your results are created by your thinking. Changing your mindset is the key to lasting weight loss results and having the relationship with food that you want. Before you can change your mindset, you need to be aware of your current mindset and how that's contributing to your overeating and you being the weight that you are or were if you've lost it or you're on your way to losing it. When you notice that you no longer want to eat certain foods, and I mean genuinely don't want them without feeling deprived, you'll know that you've shifted your mindset. And there's lots more other ways to shift your mindset too. When you shift your mindset, you're on your way to creating those permanent results that you want. Now, you have many thousands of thoughts a day, and if you're someone who spends a lot of time feeling conflicted around food, then a fair portion of those thoughts will be related to food, your eating, and yourself. So there's lots of opportunities for results when it comes to changing your mindset, because every single one of your default food thoughts that isn't helping you to be the weight that you want to be and have the relationship with food that you want should be celebrated when it's ditched or upgraded. Being aware of these changes, feeling proud, and celebrating you will help make your journey so much more enjoyable. Okay, so if you would like help creating any of these results, come join us in the Lose Weight, Live Life Academy weight loss membership. You can find out more at www.thebestyou.coach/academy. Or if you would prefer to work with a small group of like-minded women and commit to working on your relationship with food every week for 6 months, then get yourself on the wait list for the next mastermind, which will start in September. To find out more about that, go to www.thebestyou.coach/mastermind. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast and are ready to live a more intentional life, lose weight as a part of that journey, and create a relationship with food and yourself that you love, then I would be honoured to be your coach. There are 2 ways that you can work with me. You can join my monthly membership program, My One Life Academy, that gives you self-paced learning, supported by twice-weekly live calls and a whole lot more. Or you can join the waiting list for my next 6-month Lose Weight, Live Life group coaching mastermind intensive. Go to www.thebestyou.coach/coaching to find out all the details.